the memory of the Mansa Musa. He went on the Hajj from Mali to Mecca with the greatest caravan of about 60,000.
Golden glory of the morning God. We shine above the world. With a golden caravan. Great kings and royals.
With a royal procession.
Kriya, kriya, kriya,
Kriya, kriya,
kriya, kriya, kriya,
Muhammad, who's conquered Songhai and forged Songhai.
Askiamu amado gagoladamu achiki masoya kasadamu
Askiamadu akuladamu achiki masoya kasadamu Askiamadu akuladamu achiki masoya kasadamu.
Of all these great empires emerged our West African countries.
Partager les mots, plus un émetteur. Elles sont partagées Africa sans nous consulter. Elles s'étaient que nous allons désunir. Rimpatrice la primandaire se trova chez les Wallaf.
Elle partit de la Mimosie.
Se trova dans le Ghana. Rimpatrice la prisoussou se trova dans la primandaire. Rimpatrice la primandaire se trova sur le Goussi. So partagez mama 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 Africa Africa sont partagés les morts. Rien ne m'étonne, rien ne m'étonne, rien ne m'étonne. Elles ont partagé les morts. Rien ne m'étonne, rien ne m'étonne, rien ne m'étonne.
Today, we explore our shared history to build our community, and we ask ourselves the question: what do you tell the people who cradled humanity's birth and civilization, who reigned and triumphed but are now crouching in despair? What do you tell the people whose self-invincible voices echoed hope across the world, but now have lost those voices, muffling in silent despair? What do you tell the people who once stood tall in pride, confident in self, invincible in will, but now crouching in the wilderness of despair? You tell them to remember who they were, what they lost, how they lost. You tell them to reclaim their lost glory. The clues are written in ancient hieroglyphics. They must find the Piperi floating in the Nile and the Euphrates. They must journey to the mystic cities of Kush, Kemet, and Askum, through the ivory cities of Mogadishu, Mombasa, Zanzibar, through the stone walls of great Zimbabwe. They must journey through the golden empires of Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. They must find the sacred scrolls buried in the libraries of Timbuktu. You must inspire in them a will to reclaim their destiny. Wakati umefika. Rise, children of the land, rise. You who have given so much of yourself to the world, you who have had so much of yourself snatched by the world, but yet you who still have so much of you that still remains. Rise, children of the land, rise to reclaim your glory. And what do we tell the leaders? Don't fail. President Mahama, don't fail. President Waki, don't fail. To every single African leader here, don't fail. To every single West African leader across our community, don't fail. Because the youth are hungry for inspiration. They do not want to continue to travel across the impossible Sahara in search of the greener pastures beyond the Mediterranean. They want to make it right here in their own motherlands. And so, from every single youth across every single country of West Africa, our message today is simple. To all of us, leaders and people, chiefs and politicians, bankers and artists and doctors and artisans, all of us in West Africa, don't fail. Come together to work for us. Ladies and gentlemen, just as how these West African lands sprouted some of the greatest empires of the ancient world, we believe that from West Africa could come and will come some of the greatest nations of our modern world if we all come together to work for our inspiration. This has been a Mansa World experience.
Ghana, Mali, Songhai, these are empires of old, of glories to be told, and lessons to behold. Time has come to be bold, time to find the lost gold. Food for the mind and soul.
Food for the mind and soul. Food for the mind and soul. Up, 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 let's go.
New caravan of future.
Up, let's go.
What was lost must be found.
Up, let's
What was broken must be mended.
go. Up, let's
And
go.
what was it must be.
Let us go. Let us go. Let us go. Let us go.
Mansa world, beautifully and aptly called Reclaiming Our Destiny. EEOWAS at 50. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, if you would like to see more of the Mansa world, you may take a glimpse at it in any of the major cities around the world. As I mentioned before, it has been traveling the world to critical acclaim. The color, the beauty, the merger of the cultures across West Africa, and indeed, ultimately, across Africa is to be applauded. One more time. Chief Mormon and the Mansa world. And now, ladies and gentlemen, just before we go to the next part of our program today, I would like to highlight that kindly after this gathering, we humbly ask you all to remain seated while His Excellency and, of course, the VVIP party take leave of us. So at the time when we are done with our unveil, please, ladies and gentlemen, with humility and respect, I kindly ask you to remain seated while they exit the building. And now, it is my distinct honor to invite to the podium the host of our gathering today. At the helm of this beautiful country we call the Republic of Ghana, inviting you all to this cosmopolitan city of Accra. Ladies and gentlemen, with humility, respect, I ask you to be upstanding while I invite to his podium His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama.
Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the President of the EEOWAS Commission, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Gambia, revered former President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, representative of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria, Her Excellency the Prime Minister of Togo, the Honorable Minority Leader representing the Speaker of the EEOWAS Parliament, our traditional authorities, our Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and let me stand on established protocol. It is with great pride and honor that I welcome you all to Accra for the launch of the 50th anniversary celebration of the Economic Community of West African States. Today is not just a celebration, it is a solemn moment of reflection on our collective 1970 journey and an invitation to renew our commitment to the principles that have bound us together for half a century in unity, peace, regional integration, and above all, diplomacy as our guiding compass. Your Excellency, EEOWAS was born out of a spirit of bold diplomatic engagement in 1975. Our founding fathers, faced with fragmented economies and fragile political landscapes, chose the path of cooperation over competition and rivalry. Their vision was clear. It was one to pursue our development not as isolated nations, but as a united community. Since then, EEOWAS has grown to become a key diplomatic and political force in Africa. Through consistent engagement, dialogue, and mediation, our community has earned a reputation as a trusted arbiter in conflict prevention and resolution. Whether it has been in restoring peace in Liberia and Sierra Leone, in guiding the Gambia through a difficult political transition, or preventing electoral crisis in Côte d'Ivoire, Togo, EEOWAS has proven that African solutions through African diplomacy can and do work. We must not take this legacy lightly. It is one we must protect. It is one we must deepen and refine in the face of new and emerging challenges. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today our region is faced with a complex array of threats: violent extremism, growing insecurity in the Sahel, political instability, economic disparities, and climate vulnerabilities. In moments like these, diplomacy and solidarity must remain our first and strongest line of defense. The recent decision by Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to withdraw from ECOWAS is a regrettable development. Yet, even in this, continuous engagement must remain our lodestar. We must respond not with isolation or recrimination, but with understanding, dialogue, and a willingness to listen and to engage. Since assuming office as president, I've prioritized diplomatic re-engagement with our Sahelian neighbors. Ghana has appointed a special envoy to initiate high-level conversations with the Alliance of Sahel States. I've personally led missions to foster trust, rebuild communication channels, and affirm our shared aspirations. These efforts reflect our belief that we have a shared destiny as a sub-region, and that unity, however difficult, remains the best path to shared prosperity and regional stability. Ghana stands ready to serve as the bridge to help reknit the fabric of West African unity. We believe that through sustained dialogue, patient diplomacy, and principled negotiation, we can restore cohesion and rebuild trust in our community. This period, ladies and gentlemen, calls for even greater solidarity and understanding for the difficult challenges that confront our brothers in the Sahelian states. Diplomacy is not only about resolving disputes, it's about creating the conditions for peace, for inclusion and progress. It is about fostering mutual respect and advancing our common interests. In this regard, our commitment to integration through diplomacy must extend to economic, social, and cultural dimensions, whether we are harmonizing trade negotiations, whether we are facilitating free movement of our people, or championing education and health cooperation. Our diplomatic instruments must always work in the service of our people. We must empower ECOWAS institutions to act swiftly, credibly, and transparently. Our citizens must feel that ECOWAS is not some distant bureaucracy, but a living community that understands their struggles and champions their hopes. And let us never forget the power of soft diplomacy. Our shared languages, our music, our literature, and youth culture. These are powerful tools that bind us together more deeply than any treaty can. And I wish to commend the young people who gave that wonderful performance here. Distinguished guests, let this 50th anniversary be a turning point for diplomacy in West Africa. Let us invest more in early warning systems, mediation capacities, and youth and women as peace builders. Let us position our sub-region ECOWAS not only as a political and economic bloc, but as a diplomatic anchor for the continent, a model of integration, dialogue, and peaceful coexistence. To mark this moment and strengthen regional bonds, Ghana is offering 1,000 scholarships to tertiary students from across the ECOWAS sub-region to study in our universities. This is not just a gesture, it is an act of solidarity. It is a bridge to a future where our young people will grow up seeing each other not as foreigners, but as partners. Excellencies, as we look to the next 50 years, let unity and solidarity lead us. Let that be our guide on how we respond to insecurity, how we manage our diversity, and how we build our prosperity together. ECOWAS must remain a forum for listening. It must be a space for healing, a home for visionary African-led solidarity and diplomacy. Ghana reaffirms its unwavering commitment to the ECOWAS vision and to the values of dialogue, peace, and partnership that sustain it. Long live ECOWAS, long live West African solidarity, and I thank you for your kind attention. May I now invite the President of Liberia, the Prime Minister of Togo, the Vice President of Gambia, special envoys of heads of state, representatives of heads of state present, the former President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the ECOWAS Commission President to join us in the unveiling of the logo for the ECOWAS 50th anniversary celebration. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And as our VIPs are getting on stage, may I now please invite Her Excellency Mrs. Damtien Tchimtipija, who will describe the 50th anniversary logo and the theme. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the Vice President of the ECOWAS Commission, Damtien Tchimtipija.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to stand on existing protocols in order to address you today. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity in order to thank the young women and men who have just presented us with a beautiful performance, a performance that represents us as community citizens. I am truly honored today to briefly present to you the logo of the ECOWAS at 50 and the theme of our Golden Jubilee. The radiating lines emanating from the central emblem evokes a sense of celebration, achievement, and the widespread impact of ECOWAS across the region. They represent rays of progress, unity, spreading outwards, or simply celebratory bursts. The use of gold or warm yellow color often symbolizes a golden anniversary, an achievement, and a prestige. It adds a celebratory and festive feel. The circle itself represents unity, completeness, and the continuous nature of growth within the ECOWAS bloc. The ECOWAS at 50 logo is designed to show not only achievements, but continuity and forward momentum within our community. The logo blends the existing ECOWAS identity with celebratory elements to mark the significant 50-year milestone, our Golden Jubilee. The theme of the celebration is Stronger Together for a Brighter Future. The theme highlights the power of unity, regional cooperation, and shared commitment among ECOWAS member states as the foundation for building a prosperous, peaceful, and sustainable future for the people of West Africa. It also reflects the belief that working together allows the region to face challenges more effectively and achieve greater progress than any country could do on its own. The theme is both a reminder that regional unity is not just a political ideal, it is a practical necessity for building a peaceful, prosperous, and inclusive West Africa. The 50th anniversary is not just a slogan, it is a vision, a promise, a commitment. It reminds us that despite our linguistic, cultural, and historical differences, West African countries continue to share a common identity. And as long as we stand together in unity and solidarity, we will be able to shape a brighter future for present and future generations to come. I thank you for your kind attention. Mucho obrigado. Je vous remercie de votre aimable attention.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. The 50th anniversary in all its glory. Applause for ECOWAS at 50. And now, I would like to ask our heads of state and our special guests to remain on stage while I invite the ministers here present who are representing their various presidents. Please join us on stage for our family photo. All the ministers here duly representing their presidents, the presidents of the member states, please join us on stage as we take our family photo. As we're celebrating ECOWAS at 50, looking forward to photographers, please. That will take us from now to the next year. Please join them. Please join them. Sorry. As His Excellency the President and his guests take center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause as we're celebrating ECOWAS at 50. Looking forward to a series of events that will take us from now to the next year. As His Excellency the President and his guests take center stage, another round of applause as we have unveiled ECOWAS at 50. This is a momentous occasion for us together. And it is a great moment to be part of ECOWAS, a great moment to be African, and indeed, to be here at 50 is to plan for 50 more. Another round of applause while His Excellency and our guests take their seats. Thank you very much to our media fraternity, our media friends. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, please take your seats. Thank you. To close off our program this afternoon, I would like to now call on the Ghana Dance Ensemble to wrap up the joyous occasion, which is the 50th anniversary launch of the ECOWAS. Thank you very much. Kindly take your seats. Our media men, please give way for our special guests to reclaim their seats. To close off our program this afternoon, I would like to now call on the Ghana Dance Ensemble to wrap up the joyous occasion, which is the 50th anniversary launch of the ECOWAS Commission. Ghana Dance Ensemble.
Sorry. yango, goyanga. Goya yango, goyanga. Goya yango, goyanga. Goya yango, goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, 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 goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, 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 goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, 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 goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana Dance Ensemble.
Goya yango, yo, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya
Thank you so much, Ghana Dance Ensemble. Thank you.
Goya yango. Oh yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, goya yango.
Another round of applause
Goya yango.
for Ghana Dance Ensemble.
Goya yango, yo, goya yango. 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 Oh yeah, goya yango.
Thank you, thank you,
Oh
thank you.
yeah, goya yango. Goya yango, yo, 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 goya yango.
Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the launch of the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS Commission. The end of the launch, but the beginning of a series of events that I pray we will hold with pride close to our hearts. And now, if I may kindly ask that you be upstanding while we take in the anthem of ECOWAS, which will be followed by a supreme performance by Ghana's beautiful velvet-voiced Adina Tembi. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, if we could be upstanding for the anthem of ECOWAS performed by the Ghana Armed Forces.
with true humility, make us cherish fearless honesty, and help us to resist oppressors for our will and my forevermore, and help us to resist oppressors with all our will and my forevermore.
Thank you, Adina Tembi. Thank you very much, Ghana Armed Forces. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we remain standing while His Excellency and his guests and his party will take leave of us. Another round of applause for our special guests of honor joining us here today in Accra. Ladies and gentlemen, with humility, please remain in place while His Excellency and his party take leave of us.